field now for 1st and 10.
It's just me and you.
Hey, watch that.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Le'Veon Bell on the carry.
2nd and 4.
The tackle by Quan Alexander. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Darnold from the gun. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
A gain of 6 there on first. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
At the 19-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Darnold toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. And it's 3rd and 4. Darnold to throw again. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Javon Kinlaw picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely, he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed. Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play there for the Niners. 51 yards on the ground. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the 49ers continue to roll. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches, why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown, we saw the payoff, but of course that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Here's Bell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the play. First down, Jets.
Now it's Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
New York.
56 is the Mike. Strip that ball. Strip that ball. 56. Mike, 56 right there.
Back to throw, Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Now Darnold. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down. To the air again, Darnold. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it. That's who you're looking for.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. Now Mostert. Oh, fighting off the defender. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 5. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and there's
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. It's their quarterback on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. I'm pretty sure that was a passing play, but he took off pretty quickly and ran with it.
Love his decisiveness on it because you're exactly right. He was supposed to go back in the pocket and survey the field and throw the football. But when that hole opened, he just said, forget it, let's go. And boy, did that work out well.
And this one through the uprights and good. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Returnable here for Davis. A dangerous return man showing it here. And New York set to take the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Here's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And they have had success on the ground, really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And this offense continues to pour it on.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes You're right. He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They didn't tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Gold with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Jets 3. Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. New York ready to go again offensively. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Impressive. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Nick Bosa able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. So we've reached halftime here. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Returnable here for Davis. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Davis on the return. The Jets take over.
This Jets offense heading back out there now, led by Sam Darnold. And this is, unfortunately for him, a montage he's probably not going to want to keep here for his files.
And I'm not so sure that he would describe it as a spotlight, although it is beating down on him pretty well, as is the rush. He's been hit, harassed.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Drop deep, drop deep.
The second half starts with a carry by Bell. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Darnold. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
8 yards on the pickup.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
On the return, it's James. Gets past one man. A second nice move, a spin. And now running right through it. There he goes, right side.
Do what we do. Do
and
what we do.
Score. It's a 49er touchdown. Such an impressive punt return, 83 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there, a punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the...
And Darnold going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off near the 32. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That burst good for 20 and a first down. They'll run with Mostert. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Jets 3. Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York set to take the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go again with Bell. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
To throw is Darnold. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route. Darnold, he lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Darnold now to throw. This is Bell on the dump off. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he's been great. Look down at the stat monitor here a moment ago. He's already over 300 yards in the 3rd quarter.
And you get the sense there are plenty more yards to come. He's been sharp right from the beginning, finding the open targets, knows exactly where he wants to go with the football, and is delivering it really well.
And now he is in search of more yardage on this drive.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on him.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling out to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Mitch Wishnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner,
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The defense of San Francisco marching back onto the field now. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
He'll give this to Bell. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
At the 28-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Darnold. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes.
That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Deebo Samuel, 32 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Little loft on that touchdown pass and sort of dropped it in the breadbasket perfectly.
Right in the bucket. And when you're coming out of college and you're a rookie in the NFL, sometimes you forget about the different types of throws you have to make. You just rely on your fastball and throw it as hard as you can all the time. But in this situation, he understood and threw it in a spot where only his receiver was going to get it and no one else. That was pretty.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
New York ready to go again offensively.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson.
But now it's 3rd down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
James now to return. Powers through. Brushing off defenders.
Come on, bring it,
for
baby.
the 49ers score.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Gold to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Right there, 54, right there.
Again, it's Bell. And look at this. For the second straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that will be incomplete. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
Here's James returning.
Well, that looked for a second. Like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. 24 yards. And this offense is running away with this one.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now Gold for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline.
Their own 25-yard line.
The New York set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Bell. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Solomon Thomas made the tackle. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Mike 54. Mike 54. All day, punt.
Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. That's going to be caught by Samuel. A big seam, and he might go all the way.
No, sir.
And
No,
he'll
sir.
take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time. Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Wishnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
At the 27-yard line.
56. Come on. You better bring it. 56.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, a screen to Bell. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
A gain of 2 on the play.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Goes underneath for Bell. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here.
He's been a load for the... Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20.
Always a pleasure.
And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 84 yards. And the 49ers continue to roll. Gold to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
Here's Smith to return it.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
And the Jets set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
He's got Herndon, his tight end. Not much there, only a yard.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Stay with you.
Throwing again is Darnold.
being chased out left. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
3 bucks.
Second down and 10, Darnold. Darnold, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part, because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
Look at this.
You gotta love it, baby. Give me some
breakaway. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, 48 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
And make him 4 for 4 now on two-point conversions, as he'll take this one in for the score. Needed a couple yards for the two-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do, because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Wisnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fields this way up at the 17. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Darnold, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Rolling to his right, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Defensively, it didn't seem like anybody had eyes on the quarterback, and he took advantage.
So you think that maybe we're seeing some pretty good instincts for a young guy? Because that's the thing you worry about. Coming out of college, you're used to getting away with just about anything you want to do. You're just superior. Here, he has to read it, figure it out, and know when it's time to go.
And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on two more. And a little quarterback draw option works to perfection for him.
Yeah, it's hard to account for the quarterback in most situations on defense, and that's why the quarterback draw is so successful. Everyone else covered, makes a little fake, runs into the end zone.
So they hit the ball before it went 10 yards. I know that's tough, but you got to stay disciplined.
It is difficult because you're so eager to go get the football. It's that type of a play, but you're exactly right. Have to have the discipline to let it go 10 first.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
To Chris Herndon. A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, New York.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Out right here to Herndon. And oh, he coughed it up. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
It don't even
He's
matter,
at the
baby.
30,
It don't matter. It's okay.
20, 10, and that might just submit it. A return for a late touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Now the Niner offense is back on the field, and they're going to try for 2 here. And he's got it. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
Mike's 56. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On first down, it's Darnold. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Now throwing on first down and completing it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. They'll look to throw and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
And the Jets have got it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
He sits out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Darnold from the gun. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. 56 of Mike.
Again, Darnold throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, but now it's third and goal. Darnold to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. The kick by Marr is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Niners take over first and 10. At their own 29.
Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here. And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.
She right got me.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that want to keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. You change name, how about your respect? Give them more than what I get, expecting up the back. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant. He said, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay, look, sometimes you need the faith. Sometimes you need to know your worth. Sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but ain't from the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake. You gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage, the mainframe, loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a fool. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Nah, it's cool, it's cool. Don't play with it, baby. Say yo, so what you gon' do with it? Stop playing with it. If you gon' do it, then you don't play with it, baby. Exactly. Cause you ain't built like that.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Hey, could count on my power, and look at my dogs. It was way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich, then went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Ay, how did the lady go miss? Ay, how she was magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm, she caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Wait. Need a light year just to catch my buzz. right here.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two teams that have combined to win 11 Super Bowl titles. The Steelers and the Niners are underway.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
Here we go.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Samuel bringing in the slant. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. I guess that was a little better. He got back to the line of scrimmage there after the loss on 1st down, but now you're still dealing with a 3rd and long.
So let's put on our offense coordinator hat. They've been very aggressive against the run the last 2 plays. I'm thinking screen right here. Let them come get the quarterback and dump it off, and there could be some room to roam.
We ain't giving them nothing to
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
Come on!
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers.
Makes the score Steelers 7, 49ers nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now Garoppolo to try again after the pick 6. Open man is Samuel, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 48 yards.
yards. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for two. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for two. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
Now Ben going to give this one to Conner. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On the pickup. And this is 3rd down.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And the Steeler 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. He'll get this to Conner underneath. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, 37 yards. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Space to maneuver at the 40. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Go. Go.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
At the 50-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
You better be afraid of me.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Past the 20, and now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Richie James on the return. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the pick 6, and then decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on, because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Open man is born. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Completes it to Samuel. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Garoppolo able to find Samuel there for a Niners first down. Garoppolo again. Oh, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. The 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.